Welcome back, guys. We're continuing on with these Mechabellum 1v1 replays, and we have got a hacker game coming up. I've been trying to find a way to get hackers into the game, and this game looked to be one of them where it suited quite nicely. So, hackers obviously aren't able to target air, so they need either Mustangs or Marksmen or Phoenixes or Wasps, but preferably Mustang and Marksman to be added into the composition to work. You don't have to have them, you can steal the enemy's AA, but if the enemy are clever enough to see that you haven't got any, then they just shouldn't build any of their own, so you can't steal it. But we start off with Mustang, Sniper and Heavy Armor Specialist, and they start off with Arclight, Sledge and Speed Specialist. It's a bit of a strange starting build for him to go for Speed Specialist with slow units, but let's see how it develops. So he's added a couple of crawlers in. So we didn't spend any cash that first round because we are going to go straight into hackers on the next round. And the best way to do that is to not spend any cash on the first round. So you're guaranteed to lose the first round. Well, not quite. I have won a couple of rounds where I haven't spent any cash. A couple of round ones, I should say. But you're pretty much guaranteed to lose the first round, but it does mean that you're setting yourself up perfectly for the second round. So we've now got enough cash to be able to unlock and buy 2 hackers. And then we've got a little bit of cash left over that we could have spent on an upgrade on the cards. So that's why I don't spend anything in the first round when I decide I want to go for hackers. Obviously, hackers are really good against sledges and arclights, which is why with Mustangs and snipers I thought hackers were going to be a nice addition. So we just pop in one hacker in front of this tower and the other hacker in front of this tower. So all we need to do is clear out these crawlers, which the Mustangs will be able to do. And then we'll be able to start hacking the nice big juicy targets. Now he has got Phoenixes. And unfortunately, the Phoenix locked onto the hacker. And this hacker died as well. So the hackers were a little bit too far forward there to be able to get any work done. But we'll be able to rectify that in the next turn. So he's gone for the enhancement module. It's not really something I ever buy. It's one of them type of items where once you equip it on something, you wish you would have had the slot free to equip a better item on. I've gone for the mass-produced wasps for two different reasons. One, so I can potentially sell them to earn some cash. Two, so I can counter the phoenixes. And three, if you go for something like wasps, then it usually forces the opponent to make a decision to counter the wasps. Now, the most common decision would be mustangs, but you will see in this particular battle, the opponent makes a rather dramatic decision to try and counter these mass-produced wasps. It's rather amusing. So he's gone for Vulcan. So that's good for me. I like facing Vulcan with the hackers, because the hackers can put shields up, which the Vulcans are particularly bad at dealing with. So we still haven't managed to put anything in front of the hackers, but we have put range on the hackers now. So that'll keep it a little bit further away from the combat. But as you can see, the range of the Vulcan was long enough to be able to reach the hacker. So it's still not good enough. We're going to need to put something in the way. Or just put shields on them and hope that the shields get the job done. So it's always a bit of a rough start if you're trying to main with hackers. It takes a while for them to get into the fight. But we've still got quite a lot of hit points left, so it's not over yet. Couple of different choices here that we could go for. Shield airdrop is obviously really good against the Vulcans. Wasp swarm's going to be really good at tying up the phoenixes and threatening the towers. Barrier's obviously really good for him to put on a Vulcan. Extended range phoenix is obviously pretty good for him as well, since he's got phoenixes. But we go for the shield airdrop. We buy ourselves some shields for the hackers, and we buy 2 more hackers. So rather than going for a chaff to put in front of the hackers, because he's gone for Vulcan, there would be no point in putting crawlers or fangs in front, because they just get melted instantly. So we're going to go the shield option instead. So let's see how we get on. And as you see, his extreme approach of dealing with the wasps is to buy this anti-aircraft ammunition for the Arclights. Now that's never a good option to take to deal with a mass-produced wasp unit, because they'll just sell the wasps. So you never want to do that. You just want to buy Mustangs, because Mustangs are useful in various situations. So the shields are doing a really good job at tanking the Vulcan, but he has still managed to break through on this right hand side, where he's got the mega shield on his giant. But we're doing well on the left hand side. We've actually stolen his Vulcan, which is why I really like it when the enemy chooses to go Vulcans, because you can quite easily steal them when you put barriers on your own hackers. So we're now stealing some units. So we've stolen basically half of their army, because we've now stolen the next Vulcan. So yeah, we've stolen practically half of their army here. So let's see what is coming up next. That's a good point. I wonder if Giant Hunter doesn't work if you hack the giant rather than destroy it, because it does specifically say destroyed. I'm wondering if that works. I'm gonna have to test it in the testing grounds. I bet it doesn't work. Right, so we're leveling up the hackers. What is going to be our next play? We've got 800 cash. So I decide to go for elite recruitment and recruit 2 more level 2 hackers. So we're going all in on the hacker approach, and we spend the rest on upgrading the snipers. So that's a lot of shields that they're going to have to try and churn through. So their only real option at the moment is Stormcallers, but a lot of people don't know how to counter the hacker approach because they probably very rarely see anybody using it. So a lot of people just don't build the Stormcallers. Unfortunately, if they do build the Stormcallers, you're almost guaranteed to lose. But you could attempt to put crawlers in front to try and distract the Stormcallers, but it doesn't really last long enough for it to be a successful strategy. So this only really works when you're facing people that don't buy Stormcallers. So they've dealt with the tower quite quickly on the right hand side. We haven't hacked the Vulcan yet, so this is looking pretty scary. Well, we've got the Vulcan now. We've taken out the tower. We've still got 2 hackers alive. Taken out the Phoenix. Yeah, this is looking pretty decent. And we have hacked the Vulcan again, so once again we've hacked both Vulcans, which is just adding damage to the pot. So let's see what he decides to go for here. I go for the Acid Blast. Not sure if that's the right call, to be honest, but we're going to go for it. He's gone for Tech Specialist, which is definitely not the right call. So first of all I decide to put the acid here, but then I think I change my mind and decide to go over here instead. I think there's more chance of it working over here. And this is where he's got his phoenixes as well, so this is the area that I need to deal with. Looks like I'm putting it over here though. Pretty sure I changed my mind and put it over this side. Yeah, I've cancelled it again. I'm running out of time and I haven't spent any of my cash. He's recruited a couple more phoenixes. So what am I going to spend my cash on? So I'm going for the splash upgrade. And I'm bringing in 2 more Mustangs. So I ran out of time there. I ran out of time. I bought the mass recruitment. I wanted to buy 1 more unit and I ran out of time. Rather amusing. But things are going well. I think the Splash Mustangs have done a fantastic job. We've taken out the tower. And we're about to steal the Vulcan again. And that is game. Game, set, and match. So, we got the hackers to work perfectly. And the opponent did not know that he needed Stormcallers. Oh dear. It's always good when they don't know that they need Stormcallers. But yeah, hacking Vulcans is a great pastime. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Join me again in the next one, where hopefully we'll be using some more hackers. Cheers for watching, take care, I shall see you soon.